Hello, this is Dr. Upinder Kaur. Welcome to Physio Lectures. Today, I am going to describe about pronation and supination twist. Now, first of all, this twist only occurs when transverse tarsal joint function is inadequate. Transverse tarsal joints include talonavicular joint and calcaneocuboid joint. When these two joints are not working properly or work in inadequate manner, then this twist occurs. First of all, we will learn about the supination twist. In supination twist, hind foot and transverse tarsal joint is in pronation position. First of all, hind foot and transverse tarsal joints doing pronation in weight bearing position. But if the range of transverse tarsal joint is not sufficient, then medial forefoot press the ground and lateral forefoot lift off. I am going to show this practically. First of all, stand in the weight bearing position and do pronation in the hind foot. Now, pronation in the hind foot took in this manner. While we doing pronation and transverse tarsal joints work inadequately or do not work properly, at that time whole weight come on the medial aspect of the foot and the lateral aspect of the foot will lift off. So, first of all, this pronation occurs. Now, to compensate this, the first and second ray, that is first and second finger, will lift off from the ground, that is dorsiflexed, while fourth and fifth ray, that is fourth and fifth finger, will come to the ground, that is plantar flexed. So, the pronation in the weight bearing position is compensated by dorsiflexion of first and second finger and plantar flex of fourth and fifth finger. So, in this position, we saw that the pronation occur in the hind foot, but the supination occur in the forefoot. So, forefoot come into inverted position. So, due to this mechanism, we do not fall off, and it is known as supination twist. Name is given according to the function of forefoot. Now, similarly, we can see the pronation twist. Now, in pronation twist, hind foot go into the supination. First of all, hind foot and transverse tarsal joint move into the supination. So, medial border of the foot will lift off from the ground and lateral foot will remain on the ground and whole weight of the body come on the lateral side. So, to compensate this, first of all, first and second finger or first and second ray will plantar flexed, while fourth and fifth finger will dorsiflexed. As the transverse tarsal joints not working properly, so to compensate this, the forefoot go into the pronated position. That is, first and second finger is in plantar flexed and fourth and fifth finger in dorsiflexed, and forefoot go into the everted position. So, this is known as pronation twist because forefoot goes into the pronation. So, name is given according to the position of the forefoot. So, after practical session, we will understand it theoretically. So, first of all, supination twist. In this, hind foot and transverse tarsal joint goes into the pronation position but in weight bearing. Then, if range of transverse tarsal joint is not sufficient, then medial forefoot press the ground and lateral forefoot lift off, as we saw in practical session. Now, to compensate this, the first and second ray will dorsiflex, while the fourth and fifth ray will plantar flexed. So, inversion occur at forefoot or supination occur at forefoot. That's why it is known as supination twist. Now, opposite occur in the pronation twist. In pronation twist, the hind foot and transverse tarsal joint will supinate. When transverse tarsal joint are not working properly, so The first To compensate this, the first and second ray will plantar flexed and fourth and fifth ray will dorsiflexed. So eversion occur at the forefoot or pronation occur at the forefoot, that is known as pronation twist. Do this practical on yourself also so you can understand this topic in a better way. If you like my video, then like and share it, and also subscribe my channels for more related videos. Thank you.